Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Johnny of the Super Gamer Brothers, and my solo adventure continues with the next installment of the classic Mega Man franchise. It's Mega Man 2 for the Nintendo Entertainment System, released in Japan in 1988 and brought over to North America in 1989. This game is often considered to be the best, if one of the best, Mega Man games, period. That's counting X, the Zero Series, Battle Network, Legends, all that jazz, and I think that's very, very debatable. But to each his own. I can say that it is a fantastic game in its own right, but we'll get into that as we continue with this Let's Play. So, Mega Man 2. What happened at the end of Mega Man 1? Wily was defeated, and then Mega Man just sort of let him go. He didn't arrest him or anything, and as a result, Dr. Wily, in a year's time, created 8 robot mashes of himself and sicked them against Mega Man, so our job is to blow them up. And for this Let's Play, I'm actually going to be doing the original difficulty, which North Americans would know as difficult, because when the game was brought over to North America, there was actually given a choice. If you choose normal, your Mega Buster is really, really powerful. It does a hell of a lot of damage. It takes care of enemies with ease. It even makes a few robot mashes complete jokes. Like the one I'm choosing right now, Flashman. Now, the normal difficulty also changes one or two things with certain enemies. I think we'll be getting to one in particular when we get to Metal Man stage, but Flashman is my first pick of today. Why? Because, well, when it comes to playing this game, regardless if it's on normal or difficult, I like to go to Flashman first because I find him rather easy to take down with the normal Mega Buster. It does 2 points of damage to him in difficult mode. 4 points of damage if you're doing it on normal. But regardless of such, I think he's pretty simple to take down with just the Mega Buster alone. So Flashman goes first. Flashman, you couldn't tell by these blinking panels that are lighting up all over the place, there's actually ice physics in this place. I don't know why, but if you're familiar with Iceman stage, then you should know how that works, so be very careful, especially with tiny platforms such as this. But if you are able to traverse through these tiny platforms with well-timed jumps, then you are rewarded with an energy tank. New to this game, energy tanks. I love them so. Sweet little cans of deliciousness. What they do, you can carry up to 4 of them at a time. If you get a game over, you lose all of them, so be very careful about that. Energy tanks, when you select them, completely restore your health. It's as simple as that. And that's all I needed to do, baby. Love them. Love, love, love energy tanks. Can't get enough of them. Also makes, taking down your first Robot Master pretty easy when you have to, deal with just using your Mega Buster. But this is exactly why I like to go Flashman first. Because Flashman likes to run left and right, and every once in a while he will use a special ability, the Time Stopper, to freeze Mega Man in place, shoot about 5 shots at him. But, that's about it though. With enough P-shoots, Flashman is history. Simple as that. And new to the series, I can't believe they didn't really have this for Mega Man 1, but when you defeat a Robot Master, you actually get to see, or get to know what weapon you got from that Robot Master. And as I mentioned, Flashman's special ability was Time Stopper, so we have the Time Stopper. Got this little purple color scheme. And when you defeat 3 certain Robot Masters, you also gain access to an item. That's what they're named, item. Item 1, Item 2, and Item 3. When you beat Flashman, you get Item 3. Item 3 is this little device that you throw. It bounces for a little bit, but once it attaches itself to a wall, it acts as a makeshift elevator. I will be showing that off with the next stage we're going after, Quickman. And that's this game's password system. Back in the day when not every single NES cartridge had a battery backup, you had to input passwords so you can continue where you left off. So, unlike Mega Man 1, you don't have to beat this game in one sitting when you start the game on. That's all fine and dandy nifty. Anyway, let's show off that Item 3. Here it is. There you go. That's how you get that extra life up there. Well, you can get it with the other items too. But Item 3 is pretty good too. So our next up is Quickman. Quickman is weak to Time Stopper. Well, he's also weak to a certain other weapon. I don't have it, but he's also weak to Airman's weapon, which I don't remember at the moment. I think it's the Tornado Blow or something like that. But just as a heads up, in case you're not going in the order I like to do. I am changing things up a bit, though, from the usual order I like to go to, only just for the sake of being different, because normally, when I'm playing Mega Man 2, if I'm not starting with Flashman, I'm generally going after the likes of Woodman first. Hey, I might even go after Airman first, because Airman doesn't really like the Mega Buster either, especially in normal mode. So it really, but that's just one thing I like about Mega Man 2, though. Is like there are a lot of ways you can begin this journey, because, you know, I think in terms of difficulty and challenge, I think Mega Man 2 is pretty balanced in that regard, and whether or not I'm right or wrong about that is, well, it's all subjective in the end anyway. Anyway, but the most major pain, Jesus, that was close. These laser pistons that you have to avoid all the damn time in Quickman stage, those are instant kill. Those things touch you, bam, you're dead. It is the most painful part of Quickman stage, the most infamous part of Quickman stage, and some would argue the most difficult part in the game. I mean, when you're going down the chutes, you see the little energy pickups. I'm guessing they want you to use Flashman's Time Stopper, but don't do that. Save it for Quickman. Flashman, this is Flashman's weapon. Quickman is weak to Time Stopper. The moment you activate it, Quickman stops in place, and his health starts slowly draining away. You only have enough ammo, though, to drain Quickman's health down to half, so after it's all gone, then you gotta whip out the Mega Buster. However, at this point in time, you should have an energy tank. You should have 2 of them, at least. So use one of them when you need it, and give Quickman the boot. Or the lemon, I don't know, whatever. Quickman in itself, though, I mean, if you're trying to, like, kill this asshole with just the Mega Buster alone, he's pretty freaking difficult. He's, like no lie, that he's called Quickman for a reason. He is very, very fast. He makes very tall leaps, makes very frontal leaps. He's all over the place, and he hurts, too. Like, I think he does, like, 4 points of damage to Mega Man when he makes direct contact, and that's not nice at all. So, you can use the Time Stopper to make the battle, you know, give yourself a handicap for your favor. Or you can use Airman's weapon, assuming you went to Airman before going to Quickman. With that said, though, we got the Quick Boomerang, which is a lovely weapon in and of itself, because it packs a punch, it doesn't use much ammo, and makes Mega Man pink, as I will demonstrate after I kill this Toad enemy, whatever the hell that is. There you go. This is the Quick Boomerang. Does more damage than a Mega Buster, and almost every enemy in this game is, you know, susceptible to it, so really there's no reason to go back to the Mega Buster once you got this weapon. That and another weapon that we'll be getting later on, but that's later. So Bubble Man is weak to Quickman's weapon. He's also weak to another weapon, but, yeah, the Metal Blades are so ridiculous. And I know, generally, I know we're not getting to them now, but when it comes to playing Mega Man 2, a lot of people tend to go for Metal Man first, if only because of his damn weapon, the Metal Blades. They are disgusting. But that's for another time. Bubble Man stage, we have water, and as such, Mega Man has water physics. He jumps really high, and that's why the only thing you really gotta watch out when it comes to, you know, low gravity in this case, is the spikes up there in the ceiling. Spikes, as we know from Mega Man 1, are instant kills, so do not touch them. And you have these little jellyfish enemies right here. These are actually, I think these are like cousins to the CWU unit thing that we fought at the third stage of Wily's Fortress in Mega Man 1. They look similar, I can see the resemblance. Besides that, though, besides the frogs and those little jellyfish things, we have these little shrimp enemies, and this giant robotic fish that likes to spew out the shrimp, don't ask. You aim for the little antenna on its forehead, and that's how you take care of it. Once the eyes go blank, then it's dead, so you can harmlessly walk past it. I believe in this version only, but I recall in the Wily Wars version that even when its eyes are blank and it starts fading out, it's still considered active, so you can still take damage, which is bullshit. But we are just about at the home stretch here. Watch out for these crab enemies. I would just recommend just keep going right, do not stop, except for this one right here. That one will collide with you if you decide to keep going. The knockback will most likely cause you to fall into the bottomless pit, and no one likes it when that happens. Alright, it's time for our third Robot Master. This is Bubble Man. Bubble Man cannot walk or run. He can only jump. But his main weapon is the Bubble Lead. He will shoot a total of 3. Sometimes he likes to stop at 2. And he likes to shoot these little energy pellets that he has himself. Besides that, though, he always jumps. He never like really moves left or right on his feet. I think that's actually like going into his history. That's like a design flaw of his. Like he can only jump. Once you keep that in mind, though, he goes down pretty quickly with the boomerang, the quick boomerang. I think he takes the same amount of damage from the Mega Buster too. So really, you can go Bubble Man first too if you don't mind. Me, I like to be the better safe than sorry method guy. So just whip out the quick boomerang when you want to. He's also weak to Metal Man's weapon, the Metal Blades. It's actually the weakness of a lot of Robot Masters in this game. But with the Bubble Lead, we can now face after the next Robot Master, Heatman. I think it's pretty obvious, you know. Bubble Lead is a water-based weapon. Heatman's made of heat and fire, and so yeah, it makes sense. Heatman. Okay, Heatman can be one of the hardest stages in the game, if only because of one particular section that we'll get to relatively soon. Assuming you don't have one of the items. In this case, I don't. But besides that, Heatman stage is filled to the brim with instant death lava, bottomless pits, and reappearing, disappearing blocks, as we will no doubt see by the time we climb down this ladder. Here's the first one. This one's not so bad, and you can kill the proximity Roombas. I'm gonna keep calling them that. With the quick boomerang, it takes about 3 shots to kill them. I think that's the only weapon that can actually kill them too. So yeah, little food for thought there. Alright, there's the section right here. This corridor right here is pretty long. Yeah, the reappearing, disappearing blocks here. This right here is not a problem at all. It's just all a matter of good timing and knowing when to shoot those little cylinder things that infinitely respawn from those holes you see in the background. Really, it is all in the timing. But beyond these pillars with the disappearing blocks is one of the most annoying challenges. I wouldn't say puzzle. Well, yeah, it's a puzzle in itself, you could say. Right here. If you do not have item 2, which I believe you get after defeating Airman, you have to get across this corridor by jumping on the reappearing, disappearing blocks. And, well, I will say the timing of this isn't as hard or strict as I remembered it to be, but this requires a lot of precision and careful timing. Once you get to around here, you're in the home stretch. That part right there in particular can throw you off because there's nothing really telling you that there's going to be a block appearing right above Mega Man's head. But it is very possible to do, as I just did there, folks, and I'm not going to lie, that took a lot of practice. Now, the item that you can get from Airman, item 2, is pretty much a hoverboard. Once you materialize it, you stand on it, and it goes skyrocketing to the right. It costs weapon energy, obviously, but with that item, you can completely ignore that puzzle. Which is what most people do, and quite honestly, I don't blame them, because that puzzle, that section right there is a pain in the ass to memorize. It's, it's possible, it's just, I would recommend just going for item 2, and save yourself the hassle. But our next Robot Master is Heatman, who is weak to Bubble Lead, goes down relatively fast and easy with Bubble Lead, and that's it. The thing with Heatman, though, is that every time you shoot him, he will envelop himself in flames, and he will dash towards your current location. It's a bit delayed, you don't have to worry about jumping out of the way immediately, but that's generally how he works. So you can actually, with good timing, you can kill him with a Mega Buster, because the moment you shoot him, he stops whatever he's doing to do that flame charge attack. So keep that in mind if you decide to go after him with the Mega Buster or another weapon. That's not the Bubble Lead. But by defeating Heatman, we not only get the atomic heat, we also get item 1, which, pretty much creates our own platforms for us. We'll be getting use out of that later down the road, probably in part 2, maybe in part 3. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of part 1 of the Mega Man 2 Let's Play. I will see you guys on Wednesday for part 2 of the Mega Man 2 Let's Play. See you guys then.